new study is just amazing. This group, this was published in the peer-reviewed research publication PLOS 1. And the authors of the study looked at 8 policy domains: criminal justice, marijuana, environment, gun safety, health and welfare, private labor, economic taxes, and tobacco taxes. And they looked at the period from 1999 to 2019. So this did not include all the Republicans who died during the pandemic. This is all pre-pandemic. From 1999 to 2019, a 20-year period. And they looked at the data compiled by the National Vital Statistics System. This is from the federal government. They looked at deaths from all causes, as well as cardiovascular disease, alcohol, suicide, drug poisoning, but basically all deaths. And what they found was that states that embrace what they defined as liberal policies, they had this continuum in these 8 dimensions, where they said that policies that expand state power for economic regulation and redistribution, protect the rights of marginalized groups, or restrict state power to publish deviant behavior we defined as liberal, while those with opposite aims were deemed as conservative. Okay. So, and by deviant, what they meant was, you know, not the norm in society, as it were. It was not a pejorative. And this was, I mean, this is a European study, actually, but it was looking at the United States. And what they found was, quote, changing all policy domains in all states to a fully liberal orientation might have saved 171,030 lives just in the year 2019. While changing all states to a fully conservative orientation might have cost 217,635 lives. In other words, if Mississippi became like California, more people would live, fewer people would die. If California became more like Mississippi, more people would die, fewer people would live. They note states that invested more in public education and economic security had lower working age mortality rates, death rates, than states that gutted workers' rights, environmental regulations, access to health care, including abortion. This from a piece published over at commondreams.org. With their efforts to impose anti-union right to work for less laws, ban abortions, and curtail Medicaid, and their insistence on ignoring gun violence and the life-threatening climate crisis, Republicans have firmly established themselves. I'm not quoting from the study, I'm quoting from the article here in Common Dreams. Republicans have firmly established themselves in the camp that is actively increasing premature deaths among the nation's working-age population. This is breathtaking. This reminds me of that study that was published in 2001, the BBC published, that I used to, you know, in the first decade or so of the show, I would probably every week, well, certainly maybe once a month, pull out and rant about how they did this 100-year-long study in the United Kingdom and Australia, 100 years. And what they found was that every time conservatives were in power, suicides went up. And every time liberals were in power, Labour is what they call it in the UK, every time Labour was in power, suicides went down. And here we have deaths from all causes. In every state that has Republican control, the deaths from all causes are above the norm for the United States. In every state that has Democratic control, deaths from all causes are below the norm for the United States. In other words, people are healthier, they live longer in Democratic-controlled states. People are sicker, they die sooner in Republican-controlled states.